Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I'm Elizabeth Shaw and welcome to the channel, which is all about the narcissistic personality disorder. This video is about the devaluation stage of a relationship with a narcissist. Once the narcissist has us hooked through the idealisation stage of the relationship, where they plan the fake future with us, the con artist that through the idealisation stage mirrors us, sells us our dreams, and then comes the devaluation stage as they begin to devalue us and deliver us our worst nightmares. A narcissist wants you to doubt yourself by invalidating you, blame yourself while they play the victim, justify all your decisions through them, to sabotage you, to fear them, to play you off against others, to isolate you, to punish you, to have no friends, to see you fail, and to control all your finances, amongst so many other things. So how do they devalue us without us even knowing? Gaslighting. We are often being gaslighted from the very start of the relationship. They don't show themselves to be the very person they indeed are. Gaslighting is an insidious form of emotional abuse, a tactic the narcissist uses to get us to lose our version of reality. And you might have heard phrases such as, "That didn't happen," "You imagine things," "You're crazy," "I'm only joking," "It wasn't that bad," and "You made me do it," plus all the others from the narcissist. These phrases disable our self-trust, our ability to trust in others, and it slowly distorts our reality, events that did or did not happen, and who we indeed are. With prolonged gaslighting abuse, we are often left with inner conflict within ourselves and can potentially end up gaslighting ourselves, as gaslighting causes cognitive dissonance, where we are living one reality yet being brainwashed into believing another within our own minds. Blame shifting, as a narcissist believes they are entitled to do as they like to get their own needs met, and to them it's up to all others to clear up after them. They don't see any faults in their own behaviour. They feel shame, but they shift that shame out by blaming everyone else and making everybody around them feel guilty for their actions. And they just don't see faults within their own behaviour. And when they do, they change the story to suit themselves, often forgetting facts and changing the truth to their lies, which most narcissists actually believe. Once they've made their lies up, they do not have the cognitive reflection skills to see it for how it truly was. They will play the victim or the hero depending on the situation and the people, yet they will never play the villain. As to them, it is always someone else's fault. Those around them often believe what they say, as they say it with such truth-telling lies. Even when our instincts are trying to tell us otherwise, we cannot see evidence of their wrongdoings. We find it hard to lose the image of the nice person that they sold to us in the idealisation stage and see the nasty person that stands right there in front of us. Then with their gaslighting, we are the ones often left questioning, what did I do wrong? We did nothing wrong. You are a kind, caring person that wanted to help. They have a disorder. It is who they are, and you cannot help them. You can, however, help yourself. Silent treatments. The silent treatment is another form of psychological manipulation the narcissist uses against us. It is a form of emotional abuse to fill their need of power and dominance, to keep their power and control over us, to avoid taking accountability for something that they have done, avoid that responsibility for their own actions and their own behaviour, to maintain their dominance over us, to keep their control over us. It's used to punish us for something we have or haven't done to their liking. They believe we are beneath them and they want to do it. They want to give us the silent treatment. They want to punish us so that we question ourselves, doubt ourselves, chase them and conform to their demands. The silent treatment can last for hours, days, weeks or months. Some people do this because they are genuinely hurt and unable to speak up. But when they are ready, it's a two-way conversation. A narcissist uses the silent treatment to punish others, and it will always be the other person's fault. They want you to conform, and there is no give and take within a narcissistic relationship. It's always our fault, and they cause so much self-doubt from all their manipulation. We end up believing it's our doing when it's not. They are grown adults and they are responsible for their own behaviour. The silent treatment makes us feel powerless, invisible, confused, intimidated, guilty, angry, frustrated, hurt, lonely, depressed, anxious, and insignificant, to name a few. It is emotionally draining when they do the silent treatment. Projection. This is the narcissist's defense mechanism to, again, not take responsibility for their own actions, to place their toxic, negative, hurtful, and sometimes dangerous actions onto someone else. Within near enough everything a narcissist does is to avoid accountability and avoid taking responsibility for their negative behaviour towards others. They want to blame those around them for the things that are wrong within their own lives. So they project to exploit those people around them to get away with it. They are unwilling and often unable to ever see themselves as the problem. Whatever they do wrong, someone else has always made them do it. They will not acknowledge their faults, flaws or wrongdoings. Instead of admitting or apologising or working through mistakes, learning from mistakes, working on their inner selves, they'd prefer to pass all the blame over to someone else. They will project and blame shift everything onto other people. The only time they will apologise is usually a false apology when they believe it will meet a need of their own, and is often done by blaming the other party. If you'd have done this, I wouldn't have done that, or because you didn't let me, I had to do it. There's always a you in there with a apology from a narcissist. They always manage to blame you somehow for what they did. They will change subjects to avoid taking any responsibility for their own actions. Triangulation, which is another form of the narcissist manipulation of those around them. And this is where the narcissistic person acts as a messenger between two other people. Then they will twist things, lie and exaggerate to the other people involved. No one is excluded from triangulation, and they will triangulate work colleagues, friends, siblings, children, partners, parents, professionals. They do this to gain control of others, divide and conquer people, drive a wedge between people, gain supporters and fly monkeys for themselves by playing people off against each other, as they are often jealous of others' friendships or relationships and will happily seek to destroy those who seem happy. Through triangulation, they will get others to doubt each other, to fight each other over the narcissist. They gaslight people into questioning themselves and shattering people's self-worth. When they triangulate, people often don't even know what's happening, and most of the time neither party knows the truth. They will pressure people through triangulation. Everyone else is doing it. My ex used to let me. My friend's partner lets them. Your brother, sister would. Again, making people feel guilty or inadequate through triangulation to break down our boundaries. Intimidation. The main reason a narcissist uses intimidation is so that we fear them, so they can continue to dominate and keep control over us. Through that fear from their intimidation, we will often conform to their demands out of fear. They also use it to manipulate us and cause us more confusion within our own minds with subtle threats that make us wonder if it's a real threat, if they're messing around, if they will act on this threat, or if they will leave it be. They do this on purpose, so we are worried about the threat, but at the same time, we don't want to kick up too much of a fuss, or we might fear to speak out, or we might fear to speak to other people, because people might think that we are overreacting. As the narcissist will tell us and others over and over, you're overreacting, you're too sensitive, or you are imagining things again. And the more it's repeated to us, the more our subconscious believes the narcissist lies, and the less it believes our own truths. The more we believe it, the more our own thoughts match the manipulative, gaslighting lies of the narcissist. Some types of intimidation they use, standing over us, looking down at us, or getting in our face, breaking things, punching things, raising their voices, all to get us to fear them. Isolation, destroying our personal property, hiding passports, giving us no access to finances, or when driving in a car, starting to intimidate us when there is no way out, taking us to isolated places, cutting us off from friends and family, making sure we have no support, taking our phones off us, or as mine did, throwing it out of the window that first time I was going to call for help, for them to make a whole joke about it afterwards, because of course I was apparently being far too sensitive and him throwing the phone out of the window was a joke. Restraining us, blocking doorways, locking doors, hiding keys, taking our car, physically holding us back, often claiming it's in our best interest. Again, to cause us to feel trapped with no escape. Threats of, I'll tell everyone you've done this, often using our biggest secrets against us, so we conform to the narcissist demands for fear of others knowing things we don't really want others to know. For none of us are perfect. We are all imperfectly perfect. They trap us. They cause us to feel trapped with no choice but to do as the narcissist says. Aggression. There are many types of aggression they will use, from spitting, slapping, pulling hair, strangling, pushing past us, shoving, playfully sitting on us. Yet even when we've requested them to stop as they are hurting us, they will tell us that we're being boring, or it's only a game, or we're too sensitive. Only it's not a game to them, and it's causing us pain. It is to them trying to let us know that they are strong so that we fear them. Things like making us feel guilty over saying no to sex and then trying to guilt trip us, or they may sulk to break down our boundaries and get us to change our mind. As those close to a narcissist become more used to the behaviour and gain a level of tolerance, begin to fawn to their behaviour, the narcissist can recognise if we've fawn to their demands. Fawn meaning complying to what they ask of you, walking on eggshells around them to protect yourself from further harm. So some will escalate their intimidation to verbal threats of killing you or loved ones, physical violence becoming more regular. Often with if you hadn't, I wouldn't, and who would believe you, as you're crazy. You are not crazy. Not all narcissistic people turn to physical violence. Most do stick with intimidation without using physical violence. They take any and all of our resources without a care for us, as they are lacking in the empathy to care, with pity plays, threats, blame shifting, making us feel guilty, or sinking our mental health so that we become so dependent on them. Most move into our home, don't pay the bills, eat our food. To them, it's merely what's yours is theirs and what's theirs is their own. They spend our money, they spend their money. They might be super tight, not spending their money, but happily spending our money. They may try to take our home. Some will vandalise our property, again blaming it all on us. Some will try to get us to sell up and move miles away, leaving us completely isolated. A lot will walk out and leave us with nothing, feeling empty on the inside as well as the outside. Slowly manipulating everything we once had in our lives away from us. They sell us a dream to deliver us a nightmare. Our hopes and our dreams at the start in the idealisation stage, they pretend to love all that we do, false promises to fill all those dreams with our one true love. Then during the devaluation stage, they slowly take all our dreams, hobbies, friends, passions, loves and hopes away from us. Most of us are left with nothing, an empty shell of our former selves, full of self-doubt, fear, anxiety, and afraid to get up and go again, with no idea as to who we are. They ruin our emotional health, often our physical health also. They take over our emotional health, like a virus slowly taking over and swooping in for the kill, that idealisation stage where they get all the positive attention and emotions from us, the joy, the happiness. We want to please and love them any way we can. Our praise to them and about them, to the devaluation where they'll happily make us angry or make us cry, and then they'll sit and watch us cry with a little twinkle in their eye, blaming us for being upset, or they'll walk out on us and then they'll blame that on us, leaving us hurt and confused. Even the discard is done each and every time with no closure to leave us feeling more confused and more hurt. The Hoover, when they come to rescue us, then when we finally wake up and see them for who they are, they will use all our weaknesses against us, cutting us wide open for more emotional torture. And all this is extremely draining on our physical health also. They will take our trust and the extent of their manipulation and lies that they do to us. We lose our self-trust and our trust in others, our trust in life itself, questioning over and over, analysing everything and others' motives towards us, including our own motives. In a state of hypervigilance throughout the devaluation and the discard, with all the games that they throw our way. They infect our heart, mind and soul. They are like a virus. Not only are they a parasite in our home, but they are also a leech, draining us through many manipulative tactics slowly over time, from the songs that they play to us to the words that they say to us. So we no longer know who we are. From that idealisation stage and always being at our side at the start, to then suddenly disappearing acts, the silent treatments, leaving us wondering what we did wrong, planting seeds of self-doubt within our minds, not only with their actions, also their gaslighting words to match, from, again, the "you're too sensitive, that never happened, you'll never find someone like me, and who'd want you, you're crazy." And during the devaluation, our subconscious is slowly programmed over time to grow those seeds of self-doubt into our own thoughts as we are slowly losing our self-worth. The nonsense conversation of crazy making. If you'd like a normal, calm, pleasant conversation or discussion after the idealisation stage, even a healthy debate, or to come to some form of compromise with a narcissist, if you don't know what they are, your boundaries will be broken. We'll have no clue as to what just actually happened to us. Although if we question the narcissist, they will tell us exactly what happened and exactly how we should think, as they throw word salad our way and completely mess with our minds. Again, they will gaslight, project, blame shift, intimidate, talk over us, shout at us. They'll do all they can to send us feeling confused, frustrated, scared, angry, upset, to distract us from the truth or the real conversation and make us feel guilty or to blame. In their minds, if you don't agree with them, we are in the wrong. They will change the goalposts on us and always nitpick at us. While there is nothing wrong with constructive criticism, a narcissist will only ever give destructive criticism. Sometimes it's disguised, or often it's disguised as constructive, like they're trying to help us. Yeah, there's that manipulative twist where they're actually bringing us down. Narcissistic people are extremely jealous and envious of those around them. They do not want people to better themselves. They want people to fail. They will pull people down, nitpick and scapegoat others. Anything we do well at, they will find a way to take credit for or drag us down over it. They will also raise the goalposts. Every time we believe we've got it all worked out and life's going right again, they will up the ante. They will make sure by the time they finish with us, we are left an empty shell of our former selves, again lacking in self-worth, self-confidence, self-respect, full of self-doubt. Instead of helping us with our insecurities and weaknesses, they will rip them all wide open and watch us bleed out. We will bend over backwards to help and please them, and they will continue their hideous manipulation to cause us pain. Invalidation. They will invalidate who we are. Name calling. They do this to fill us with self-doubt, again, insecurities, alter our beliefs, opinions and reality. Things like, are you going to wear that, the covert way, or you look fat, far too thin in that, the overt way. Due to their real or lack of self-worth and their sense of entitlement, they will call us idiot, stupid, insecure, sensitive, dumb, foolish, anything they can to break us down. They are envious of others and believe that they are special. They don't want to see others succeed or do well unless the narcissist can take credit for it. They want to bring and pull other people down. They will appeal to our emotions. Instead of using any form of logic, they will appeal to our fear, guilt, loyalty and care inside. A narcissist is lacking in the emotional empathy, so they cannot feel how someone might feel, yet they often have the cognitive understanding of empathy, meaning they can think empathetically and use our empathy against us. Whatever the situation requires them to do, it's always to meet a need of their own at any given time. They will also use over-the-top pity plays on us, things like, my ex cheated on me, I know how it feels, so I would never do anything like that to you. I don't know what I'd do without you. And then, after everything I've done for you, you'll not do this one little thing for me. False compromise. If they look like they're going to meet you halfway, think again. You can make an arrangement, an agreement on something, and once you've done your part, they will find a way to back out of it. Walking on eggshells. We end up walking on eggshells. It is the term commonly used when we are trained by a narcissist to be so careful of who we are when around them for fear of their reactions, for fear of them getting angry with us, for fear of them abandoning us. We begin to shut down and hide our real selves, as when we are ourselves around a narcissist, they gaslight us with, are you going to wear that? You look bad in that, again causing us to doubt ourselves. The same with our true feelings. We begin to hide them through those fears. As often we try to express our feelings to a narcissist, they will come back with, you're too sensitive, you're imagining things. We give up on our opinions for fear of causing an argument, for fear of them giving us the silent treatment. We lose who we are to please the narcissist. Mental abuse is often done subtly through the narcissist's coercive controlling, and it's gradually training us on how we should behave for them. Walking on eggshells is what people end up doing around negative, toxic or abusive people. Most often within our subconscious, we unconsciously have been programmed to behave that way. We end up doing this over time in order to protect ourselves from further abuse. We fawn to their behaviour. Usually when we still cannot work out the situation we are in, that we are indeed being abused, and we are slowly losing our values, our beliefs, our reality, and our boundaries. Most of the time, we don't even realise we've been abused. Most abusers will create an environment of instability, insecurity, fear and confusion so they can gain full power and control over us while telling us that they love us, just to confuse us even more. You can and you will recover from this. It can be extremely draining and daunting at the start. You just have to focus on the fact that you survived the relationship. You will survive recovery. Baby steps each and every day. Safely get away from the narcissist, removing the source of the pain, of your pain and confusion from your life so you can start to think clearly again. No contact or grey rock. Set up your boundaries. Block them and their flying monkeys. Learn a million ways to say no and stick to your no. Learn about the narcissistic personality disorder to put your reality back together and to join the dots of what's happened to you. Forgive yourself for things that you didn't know, any reactions you gave. Learn to tune into your instincts and that your mind and heart may have once chosen to ignore. Start filling your human needs for love and connection, certainty, significance, growth, uncertainty, contribution by learning new things, making new friends, connecting with those who understand you. This will help you overcome the trauma bond, fixing any trauma you had as a child and working on you. Finding your focus and creating new dreams for you, starting new hobbies or taking up old ones that you may have lost due to the narcissist not allowing you to do them. Practice observing and not absorbing people's toxic words and those around you. Listen to other people's actions, not only the words. Be patient and kind in yourself. Most of us slip up on the road to recovery. Keep taking those baby steps until you make it. And even when we make it, we can sometimes have those blips, those moments, and we have to stop and look at just how far we've come and never how far we've got to go. Just have the end goal and then keep working towards it. Smile at others. Don't fear reactions. You never know whose day you might brighten up. A simple smile can affect the world. People have emotions, so giving those smiles out. Develop your own mindset, teach your brain consciously, throw out any negative thoughts and find the positive in each and every day. Learn to know things and give yourself new knowledge and wisdom, new skills. When it's hard to keep going, think creative, think constructive, think big, dream big, and then take those small steps to learn and go for it. Work on your mindset, work on your knowledge, use your brain the right way to benefit you and your sense of humour, whatever that sense of humour is to you. Laughter truly helps lift your mood. I shall add in the description the links where you can find me on social media, the links to the online courses that I run. And I'll add quite a few videos. I'll add the gaslighting, the eggshells, the cognitive dissonance, silent treatment, overcoming loneliness, to invalidation, to explain more about these things in better detail. And these videos also have a lot more information on how to recover from these things. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.